Welcome to Mathotropism. Today I am going to take the topic of finding the square root of any number by long division method. Going into long division for finding the square root, let me first take an example of a 4-digit number divided by a 2-digit number to familiarize you with the terms which I am going to use later. So in this case, the example is 4872 divided by 87. Now, where this 87 is going to be called as is the divisor, 4872 is the dividend. We are going to find the quotient, and in case a remainder comes, that too. So now, first let us start. We will first consider the first two digits. So 48. This is lesser than 87. So it means when we are considering the number, the new number which we should consider is 487. So this number which we are going to find the multiple of 87 is called as the number considered. Now, in this number considered, to find whether what multiple is going to come, we will first take just the first two numbers 48 and take the first number of the divisor or the first digit of the divisor 8. Now, where does 48 come nearer to in 8 table? We know 8 6 are 48. So, I will start with 87 into 6 so that I can get an easier idea of where to start with. So, what is 87 into 6? It comes to 6 sevens are 42 and then 4. So, 6 eights are 48 plus 4 is 52. So, 522. If I see 522, this 522 is nothing but the divisor and the number in the quotient. I see that is greater than the number considered, which is 487. So, always the divisor into the number which I am going to put in the quotient should be lesser than or equal to the number considered. So this is not possible. No lower multiple. So it is 87 into 5. When I take 87 into 5, it comes to 435. Now, the divisor into the new number which I am going to put in the quotient is 5. So 87 into 5 gives me 435, which is lesser than the number considered 487. So that means I need to put 5 in the quotient first, and then when I multiply I get 435, and when I subtract 487 and 435 I am going to get the remainder of 52. Now, continuing, we now bring the next digit down, which is 2. So, the new number considered now is 522. Again, we need to find a multiple of 87 such that that number is lesser than or equal to 522. That is the number considered. So, again I see 52 first two digits and 8. I find that 8 6 48 is lesser than 52. So, in the previous step, we had already found 87 into 6 is 522. So, that is what exactly is needed. So, when we do divisor 87 into the new number which I am going to put in the quotient is 6, I get 522, which is the number considered. So, I am going to put 6 in the quotient, and then when I am subtracting the 522, I get a remainder of 0. It means my quotient is 56. So, now just recap the main words which I am going to use for square root long division are divisor. Here divisor, in the divisor 7 is going to be called as the divisor's last digit, and 8 is called as the divisor's first digit. Then 5 and 6 separately are number to be put in the quotient or the new number in the quotient separately, because there are two steps in which I have put that. So when I had considered 487 number considered, at that time 5 was there in the quotient. When I had taken 522, I had introduced 6 in the quotient. So when I am going to take divisor into the number in the quotient, new number in the quotient, each time it is going to change along with the number considered. So the relation is going to be divisor into new number in the quotient should be lesser than or equal to the number considered. So now first rule, this is the first rule always, that is the divisor into the new number in the quotient is lesser than or equal to the number considered. So these are all the terms which I am going to use in the long division method for finding the square root. So first start with the grouping of the number in pairs. So the general form has a whole part, decimal and a fractional part. Sometimes the second two are not there, only the whole part will be there. So we start from the decimal point towards the left for the whole part and do 2 at a time. So from the 10th digit, 1st digit, we start with 2 at a time. Similarly for the fractional part, we go towards the right. We group 2 at a time, so 10th and 100th together like that. If the last digit does not have a pair, we add a trailing 0. Example we take as 146.25. There we start from 6, so 4 and 6 are a pair, 1 is separate, and again we start from 2, so 2 and 5 are a pair, so it comes to 25 as a pair. So now let us take an example of a 3-digit number 729, for which we are going to find the square root. First, grouping of numbers should be done. So we start from the 1st digit. So 9 and 2 are a pair, so 29 becomes a pair and 7 is separate. So we separate it, we have grouped it. Now where there is no divisor and there is no quotient. So now we will go to the second rule, which is divisor's first digit is quotient into 2. Divisor's first digit is quotient into 2. There is no quotient over here, so it comes to 0 into 2 is equal to 0. So the divisor's first digit is 0. Now I will just remind you the first rule in case you are wondering what is the first rule. It is divisor into the new number in the quotient should be lesser than or equal to the number considered, which we had already seen in the previous example while doing the 4-digit division using a 2-digit number. Now, so this is the second rule. Next we go to the third rule. The third rule should be, now first let me take what is the number considered. So first we are going to consider the first pair, which is just the 7 alone, right? So we need to put a number in the divisor's last digit and in the quotient. Remember that divisor's last digit should be equal to the new digit in the quotient. So it means whatever number I am going to put in the divisor should be the same as the quotient digit, and both of them, that means the divisor when made with the quotient, new number in the quotient, should give me less than the number considered. So there already we had a divisor, here we don't have a divisor, so it means that the digit which I am going to introduce should be multiplied with the same digit, and here since the first digit is 0, it is like that the divisor whatever I am introducing last digit and the quotient whatever I am putting, both are same, and both divisor and quotient multiplied should be less than 7. So since both numbers should be same in this case, 1 into 1 is 1, 2 into 2 is 4, so 3 into 3 is going to be 9. So which means for me it should be lesser than or equal to the number considered 7. So I will go with the biggest number which is lesser than 7. In this case it is 2. So I'll put in the divisor 2 as well as in the quotient 2. So 2 into 2 comes to 4. Now when I am subtracting, I get a divisor remainder of 3. Next, I bring down the 29. Again the same formulas should be used. What is the first rule? First rule is we are going to see the number considered. So here the new number considered is what? 329. Now the second rule is divisor's first digit is quotient into 2. So now what is the quotient here? The quotient here is 2. So it means 2 into 2, which means it is equal to 4. So the divisor's first digit has now come to 4. Now we go to the next rule. Divisor's last digit is equal to the new number in the quotient. So that means we now need to put next to 4 a number and also a number in the quotient, both same, in such a way that 4 into 4 plus the 40 plus that number into the quotient will be the same. That means if I am taking for example 41, I am also putting 1 in the quotient. So 41 into 1 is 41. Like that we should do. Here when we see, for that again we need take the number considered. It is 329. So take the first two digits of 329, 32, and we know the divisor's first digit is 4. Now what multiple comes nearer to 32? For the 4, it is 4 8s are 32. So I will start with 48, and since I need to put the same number in the quotient into 8, so this comes to 8 8s are 64 and 6 32. 32 plus 6 is 38. So 384. Now this 384 is greater than 329. So it means I have to go for the next lower multiple. So again when I take lower multiple, I have to change at both the places, that is the divisor's last digit as well as the quotient's new number. So 47 into 7. Now 47 into 7 is coming to 329, which is exactly the same as the number considered. So that means that I need to put the divisor's last digit as 7 as well as the quotient 7 to get a number 329, which when subtracted is going to give me 0. So the square root of 729 is equal to 27. Next we find the square root of a 4-digit number 2116. So first step is grouping of the numbers starting from the last. So 6 and 1 are grouped together to make a pair, and again 1 and 2 are grouped together to make a pair going towards the left. So now 21 becomes a pair and 16 becomes a pair. So I have just listed out the rules to remind you. Those are the divisor into new number in the quotient will be less than the number considered. Divisor's first digits will be equal to twice the quotient, and divisor's last digit will be equal to the number written in the quotient. So first when I start with 21, there is no number in the quotient, so the divisor's first digit will become 0 into 2, which is 0. Now it means number considered first is what? 21. So I have to put a number in such a way that its square is less than 21, because I am going to put the same number in the divisor's last digits as well as the quotient. So it means it is the square of the number automatically. So which number square is less than 21? So when I take 4 into 4, it is equal to 16, and 5 into 5 goes to 25. So it means I need to take 4 into 4 is 16, because that is lesser than the number considered 21. So it means I am going to put a 4 in the last digit of the divisor as well as in the quotient. So what happens? I put 16, and when I subtract I get a 5 as the remainder. Now I am going to bring down the next number 16. So now the new number considered will be what? 516. And then again the quotient's first digit will be the divisor's first digit will be twice of the quotient. So what happens? 4 is the quotient, so 4 into 2 is 8. So that means 8 becomes the first digit of the quotient, and now I have to find a digit to put both in the divisor's last digit as well as in the quotient, such that multiplication of both the numbers will be lesser than 516. So for easier way of finding out, let me first take 5 is lesser than 8, so I will go to 51. I'll take the first two digits 51, and I'll take the first digit of the divisor, which is 8. Now where does 51 come in 8 table? It comes nearer to 6. So I will try with 86 into 6 because I have to put both quotient and the divisor's last digit as the same. So 86 into 6 now becomes 516, which is nothing but the number considered. So it means I can put 6 in the quotient as well as 6 in the divisor's last digit. I'll get a 516, so the remainder becomes 0. So this means the square root of 216 is 46. Continuing the same way, I am going to now show for a decimal number. So let me consider the digits number 146.25. Again, first I have to group the numbers. Since there is a decimal point, it will be towards the left for the whole part and towards the right for the decimal part. So for the left, it means whole part is left. So from 6 I will start. So 6 and 4 are a pair and 1 is separate. And towards the right means 2 and 5 are a pair and there's nothing else to pair. So this is how we are first grouping. Now again, what is the quotient here? 0. So what will be the divisor's first digit? 2 into 0 is 0. So that means what is the number considered now? Is 1. So what number when I put both in one quotient as well as the divisor's last digit, I'll get 1. That means the square of what number is 1? 1. So I put 1 in the divisor as well as in the quotient and I get a 1. So it becomes 0. So I bring down the next digits 46. When I bring down 46, the new number now considered is what? The new number considered is 46. Again, I start with divisor's first digit is quotient into 2. So 1 into 2 is 2. And I now to find out what I need, easiest method is I take the first digit of the number considered and the first digit of the divisor. So 4 and 2. So where does 4 come in 2 table? It comes in 2. So I'll start with 22 into 2. What is 22 into 2? It is 44, which is already less than 46. I just checked with 22 into 3, it becomes 69. So we stop with 22. So I need to put 2 in the last digit of the divisor as well as in the quotient. So this becomes 44 and when I subtract I get a remainder of 2. Now before bringing the 25, you notice that there is the decimal point. So it means I have to put the decimal point first in the quotient. Now when I put the decimal point in the quotient, I next bring down the 25. So when I bring down the 25, what is my new number considered? That is equal to 225. What is the divisor's first digit? It will become 12 into 2. The quotient is 12, so 12 into 2. So that means it is 24. And then again, now same way, I am taking the number considered first digit and the divisor's first digit. Both are 2. So it means 2 ones are 2. So I will try with 241 into 1, which is 241. This is already greater than 225. It means I have to go to the next lower digit, or which is the number less than 1 is 0. So I put 0 in the divisor as well as in the quotient. So just like how we do in the normal division, since I have put a 0, I can bring down 0. But since it's the square root, it means I bring down a pair of 0 down. So when I bring down a pair of 0, now the new number considered becomes 222,500. So same way again, now when I do 241 into 2401 into 1, since the first digits are both 2, it comes to 24001, which is much lesser than what is required. So it means I need to take 24010, but 10 I cannot put because I have to put only a single digit. So it means what is the number less than 10? It is 9. So I will put 24009 into 9, which comes to 21681. This is lesser than 22,500. So it means I need to put 9 in the divisor as well as 9 in the quotient. So I get 21,681. When I subtract, I get a remainder of 919. So again, when I take 919 It means now after the remainder I can bring down another 0, but here since it's square root, it means a pair of zeros are brought down. So again the new number considered now is 91900. What is the divisor's first digits? The quotient is 1209 into 2, which means 2418 is my new divisor's first digits. Now when we are going, what number are we going to multiply or put in both divisor and quotient is, for that we need again the first digit of the new number considered and the first digit of the divisor. So what is it? 9 and 2. So where does 9 come in 2 table? It comes in 4. So 2418, 4 into 4 is what I am going to first try. It will come to 96,736, which is greater than 91,900. So it means now I need to go to the next lower number, that means 2418. 3 into 3 is considered. When I do 3 into 3, it comes to 72,549, and this is lesser than the number considered. So that means I put a 3 in the divisor as well as in the quotient. So when I multiply, I get 72,549, which gives a remainder of 19,351. So we can go on till how many ever digits we want. So I am stopping with this. So this means root of 146.25 can be is equal to is approximated to 12.093, which can be approximated to the first digit as 12.1. So this is how we are going to do long division method. Only thing we need to remember is we are always taking the divisor's first digits as whatever is there in the quotient into 2, and we put a digit both in the quotient and in the divisor's last position such a way that both the numbers are the same. This is always for a square we do like that only. So the easiest method is remembering that the first step or the first number considered will always be taken as a number's square, which is lesser than the number considered. So hope you understand. In case you have doubts, please comment.